here in June.
What is this one?
No, ours.
Oh, yours?
Yeah.
Does Dwayne live those stores?
I don't think so.
No, he's doing the Red Cross.
He left.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I ever like
Yeah. We have like.
natural disaster.
Oh, I see.
Is he locally?
He covers this area.
Oh.
I got it.
I thought he had extended SNN, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the old.
You still have the weather guy that was listening?
Justin Mosley. Yep,
The
yep.
Roach guy?
All
He's
the
a long
old.
time, that's people know that.
ABC
Still know the still the Roach.
I went to a benefit, like the channel 8, and Justin Mosley came out to take pictures of this and and they were like, I'm sure the violent and girl. Justin Mosley had one of their fans, and they were like, you really cheese her now, enjoy it. And we were like, wait, she's not going to work.
We're friends on the side.
Somebody sent that, somebody uploaded it to YouTube.
The Roach?
Oh, and they were furious. Yeah, because they weren't allowed to, they didn't want that out.
Right.
And like
That was
every,
in like YouTube sort of like,
yeah.
you know,
And,
probably had no rules.
oh,
I
someone
mean,
got
they
fired,
did.
someone got fired on it.
Yeah, they probably did, but people didn't
Someone knows that
abide
person,
by it.
yeah.
Right.
And every like talk show in the world wanted them, like Ellen and the Tonight Show, and everybody wanted
Yeah.
them, and they wouldn't let them do anything.
Is it theirs?
I think she thought it would, yeah. You could do this 15 minutes.
Now they're begging for stuff like that.
Yeah. I wasn't there when.
Yeah, I was from high school.
All right, I've moved up, so no cussing.
I would. Yeah, I'm live too.
I'm
Well,
live.
no, I'm
I've
not.
been
No,
live.
no,
They're
I'm not.
recording all of our conversations.
You're with the department?
Yep.
I'm with the assistant. I've switched to that now.
Thank you.
Are you a detective?
Whatever.
Professional standards.
How do you say her name? Rayo? Rob? And then Gloria? Gloria, I know everything. I don't think I finished spelling her.
Hey.
Reverse. Well, no, today was well, I live in Polk County. Yeah, I'm out of Tampa. Sarasota. But I'm from Sarasota. I do music and stuff. Now I feel like I'm living in Sarasota right now. But I'm like, oh wait, no. I live in Polk County.
They might have liked to start back in doing this.
Wish I
Hey,
had.
Sean, it's Tim. 2 years ago, find us out.
I had 4 days off.
Okay.
Otherwise, it may give me one. Just
Okay, all right, thanks.
stay here. Yeah, it's like the weekend off. I'm looking at very many weekends off. Work for.
What is a weekend?
It's when you don't feel compelled maybe to answer the secret you found in this 7 minutes.
We called the fire department.
You got a lot more to do than I do.
That was a horrible job. Sorry about that. They do that charge just to help somebody else.
It's just stressing me out. This whole mess I'm having.
They don't charge, it's called. All right.
I've been, yeah.
Mic check 1 2.
Wait.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Mic check.
Yeah, I did on it.
Mic check 1 2. Test.
Over here.
Someone want to do me?
It's like park day here at, Sarasota Police Department.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Check. 1 2 1 2. Check. Check. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4.
Yeah.
Checking.
Stupid question.
Right, you're here to get the information. We are.
Stupid question. I won't hear anything until we're done, right?
Doing well, man.
So,
So I, be back to just covering real estate. Political stuff. But I still think I'm trying to cover what's happening in my development. Real estate stories. How's Andy doing, covering the youth council? Especially since they got seen the number, right? I was thinking, there's some Democrats that say they don't really like him, but they're not gonna turn around and vote for Ziegler. Yeah, I don't know if Constantine will get a big one for it, but we'll see. We'll see. He does.
Somebody else give me another audio.
Check. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Better?
Better.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Want to take your place now?
Everybody good? All right. Well, good afternoon. I know many of you, but for those of you I have not had a chance to meet, my name is Genevieve Judge, and I serve as the Public Information Officer here at the Sarasota Police Department. We appreciate you all joining us here today relatively quickly and on short notice to discuss 2 homicide investigations that we are conducting along North Tamiami Trail in the city of Sarasota. This afternoon, Interim Chief Rex Trochet will be speaking with you about both these investigations. But before he takes the podium, we do want you to keep in mind that these investigations are very active and ongoing, and we are going to release what details we are able to, but right now there are certain details that cannot be released in an effort to safeguard these investigations. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Interim Chief Rex Trochet.
Thanks, Genevieve. Thank you for coming here. I'm Interim Chief Rex Trochet. Just want to say the Sarasota Police Department is conducting 2 death investigations that are both considered suspicious and now classified as homicides. The first death investigation began Friday, February 25th of 2022. An adult woman, age 48 of Sarasota, was found dead near the Centennial Park boat ramp. The woman's death is considered suspicious and is now classified as a homicide. The second death investigation began Thursday, March 10th of 2022. A second adult woman, age 59 of Sarasota, was found dead near the shore of Whitaker Bayou just before 4 p.m. The woman's death is considered suspicious and is now classified as a homicide. It's unknown if the 2 women knew one another or if the suspect or suspects knows the victims. The identities of the women are protected under Marcy's Law. Additional details regarding the circumstances surrounding these deaths are under investigation. As information becomes available, the Sarasota Police Department will release it to the public, but certain details cannot be released at this time to safeguard the investigation. Increased patrols by police officers are happening throughout the city of Sarasota, including along the North Tamiami Trail. Residents and visitors are asked to remain vigilant and be aware of their surroundings. As always, if you see something suspicious, say something and contact law enforcement immediately. Anyone with information on these cases is asked to contact the Sarasota Police Department Criminal Investigation Division at 941-263-6070 or Crime Stoppers of Sarasota at 941-366-TIPS. Or reach out to SarasotaCrimeStoppers.com and you can remain anonymous. And I'll take questions at this time.
Chief, at this point, what is your main concern, including stepping up patrols right now?
Obviously, our main concern, one, is that this doesn't occur again. That's our main concern. And then, obviously, it's a top priority of our agency to make sure that we get this killer or killers before anything else happens again.
And Chief, right now at this time, you all don't believe there's one or multiple individuals trying to target women right now?
It's unknown, too early investigation if there's one or multiple at this time, but as soon as we know that, we'll give that information out, sir.
Chief,
What more can you tell us about the victims? We know the age, we know that they're women. What more can you tell us?
At this time, really, to protect our investigation, I can just reaffirm that they're both women and their deaths occurred along the North Tamiami Trail. Larry?
why do you think the cases, the 2 murders are related?
At this time, it's too early investigation to determine that. There are certain facts in our investigation we don't want to give out that may hinder further investigation.
What condition was the body? Was the body dead? Any visible use of firearm or anything like that?
That's information, again, we have to protect for the investigation.
Okay, what else can you tell us about the discovery of the body? Whatever you can tell us.
All I can tell you, unfortunately, I know you want to know, is that they're both females, and we found them along the North Tamiami Trail. And again, this is not to keep information from the public. This is really simply to protect our investigations so that our investigators can move forward in a rapid pace. This is all real-time information. There may be some questions that I just can't answer, but we're just trying to make sure that the public is aware, and we're getting out as much as we can without hindering our investigation.
Chief, how were the bodies found? Were they reported by citizens? Were they reported by police?
It's a great question, and again, that's part of our investigation that we want to keep close to our vest until we can get that out. Once we can give that out, we will give that out. You've been really patient.
Sorry.
You mentioned that there's suspicious deaths. Were there similarities between the two deaths? Were there anything to indicate that they could have been caused by the same person, or in a similar manner that they died?
Yeah, again, that's part of the investigation. We want to keep close to the vest because there's certain circumstances during the investigation that killer or killer are going to know. We want to give that information
And
out.
you're all positive that there's enough evidence that you guys believe them to be homicides. Obviously, you're investigating those homicides. Were there signs of violence at the very least?
What I can say is that I have to keep that information close to the vest in order to ensure our investigation is done thoroughly. Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything the public should be concerned about? Should women over the age of 45 be concerned? Are we seeing any connection?
So that's a good question. So I think everybody should be vigilant within our city. I think we need to look out not only for yourselves, but you need to look out for your neighbors as well. And I think people out there need to know that there isn't information that's too minuscule, too minor. Call us. Let the officers come out, and if it's something that's not related, then we'll figure that out. But don't feel that's information that, I'm not going to call them because I don't really think it's a big deal and I don't want to bother police. You're not bothering us. You're helping us.
Do we have any suspects at the time?
At this time, it's too early investigation to really release that.
Hey, Chief, I'm unfamiliar with the area.
Mhm.
For others who may be unfamiliar, is this an area where a lot of people are walking or gathering, or what's this area like?
This is an area where people do walk, do gather, so yes.
Chief, we know the history of this area. Is there anything to do with prostitution?
Tim, it's a good question. It's just too early in the investigation. Again, we're trying to give out information as rapidly as we can and not sit on it. So unfortunately, I just can't give you good information. But as soon as we know that, Tim, we'll let you know.
Well, but how is the prostitution in that area? Are we seeing some of it? I know we've made lots of stings there. We've made lots of arrests. There's been lots of that type of activity. How is it right now?
So to my knowledge, prostitution isn't really rampant in that area. It's actually really curtailed over the years.
Where are the homicides in Sarasota? I know we started the year with a number of those. Where are we right now? Can you bring us up to speed on the ones that you have so far, and if you solved, where you solved some of them?
Yes, ma'am. So we've solved all of our homicides for the year except for these last two, which have come up recently. We are at 6 for the year. That is not something that's emblematic of our community. Unfortunately, nationwide, that has been a common trend, a surge in homicides throughout the nation, and it's something that we all take personal. I can tell you that the men and women at night will not sleep until we solve these crimes, me included.
Are you taking special steps to protect the area, more patrols, more police?
Yes, ma'am.
A few months ago, you were working on special enforcement, right? Are you still on that?
Yeah, so that's a great question, so thank you for that. So what we've done is, as everyone knows, we've had that increase in gun violence in a certain area. So we're taking those resources, we're moving them as well, and we're using our HOT team, our homeless outreach team, to increase patrols in the area, and the patrol officers in that area are going to be more vigilant as well.
Any idea how long the body had been at the Whittaker Bayou Bridge yesterday before?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that question, just it's part of the investigation.
And the large apartment building that's right there, any surveillance camera video that you might have obtained, or anybody witnesses, or?
Yeah, that again, that's information in the investigation. We just don't want to give out right at this time, but when we can, we will give that out.
Okay, so you're not telling us that the weapons that were used, you're not telling us whether this is linked to a serial killer. Should the community be concerned, because you're not really telling us much about the specific these two incidents?
Yeah, so I think I said earlier that the community should be vigilant moving forward, and again, I think they should look out for each other, look out for our neighbors. You see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you don't know the number for Crime Stoppers, if you don't know the number for the Criminal Investigation Division, the best number is right there. It's 911. Don't feel like you're bothering us. Just know that we have people that are going to show up. They're going to take this very serious. And again, the people of this agency are the best of the best, and no one's going to sleep until we solve these, including myself.
We know that you can't talk about how these women were killed, but can you tell us, is the same way of the killing, is it consistent with one another?
Again, that's part of the investigation. So I just kind of want to wrap it up by saying I am the interim chief. I've been in this seat for 6 months, but I've been in this agency for 20 years. I do take it personal. I don't sleep at night knowing that these things are happening. I won't say so much in the city of Sarasota, but in my city, because that's how serious we take this. And I can tell you, the men and women of this agency, they're not going to sleep until we put this person behind bars. So thank you for coming out. Any other questions, just forward them to Genevieve. Thank you.
Thank you.